Welcome to the Visualize Meditations podcast, hosted by your friend Sasha Patil, a Chopra certified meditation teacher. The first step to creating the life of your dreams is to create a clear and compelling vision for what you want for the future. I'll be guiding you on visualization meditation so you can get clear on your deepest desires. Let's get started so you can turn your vision into a reality. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Visualize Meditations podcast. What the hell is up? It's your gal pal Sasha. Welcome. Let me paint the scene for you right now. Where am I currently? Oh, this is funny. I'm in Tampa, Florida. And I know in one of my past episodes that actually came out this past week, I was saying, I didn't know where I was going after Salt Lake, and I was feeling a little pressure to go to Tampa, and okay, I'm in Tampa. And am I visiting, a lover situation? Yeah, I am. I'm trying to see if I like this life. I'm trying to see if I like Tampa. And I have mixed feelings about it. There are parts of it I like. It is such a beautiful place, such a beautiful city. It's really cute. And people are really nice, and but it's like a small city, and I'm a big city girl, and I don't know if I get the warm fuzzies. I don't know if I get the I see myself here vibe. And when I lived in New York, I had that immediately. I could live here. I'm definitely gonna live here at some point. I got that in New York, and I got that in Miami. I could see myself there. I see that in San Diego a little bit. I don't know, but I'm also just traveling around, and if I feel called to a place, just stay there. And I don't know if I feel called to Tampa long term. But anyway, I am in Tampa visiting a lover's situation, Dr. Leprechaun. And since I've been back in the States, I've been doing double therapy sessions for the last 3 weeks, okay? 2 sessions, not back to back, but 2 sessions in a week. I've been doing therapy twice a week for the last 3 weeks, and I actually have some questions for my therapist that I was going to journal about. I might journal after I verbally talk through it, but I do have some questions for my therapist to get into, and I have some freaking stories, okay? I have so many stories. I don't even know where to start. I've been doing some crazy stuff, and there are some stories that I won't be able to share publicly. There are a lot of stories that I can't share publicly, but I will say if there is one place I will ever talk about them, it is one podcast and one podcast only, and that is Call Her Daddy. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Just putting that in the universe. This is the second time I've said that, and the first time I said it, I cut it out of the episode. But there are some stories that I will save for that. But we can get into the questions for my therapist, and then maybe I'll tell you a little story. Or at least I'll tell you about some of my experiences or what I've been getting up to since the last time we talked. And I don't know the last time we talked one-on-one. The last time we talked one-on-one, I was in Queenstown, New Zealand, and a lot's changed since then, but also nothing's changed since then. So my location has changed many times, but the situation hasn't changed too much. So let's get into some questions from my therapist. What do I hope to gain this year? In this year of digital nomading, my mantra first and foremost, and the mantra I keep coming back to time and time again, is surrender to the experience. So surrender to whatever this life and this year has to offer, right? So whatever experience I'm supposed to have, just be with it, surrender to the experience. But what do I hope to gain? I hope to gain a deeper relationship with myself and to really focus on, it was 2 areas of life I wanted to focus on this year. Number 1 was fun and recreation. I wanted to have so much fun, more fun than anyone's ever seen, okay? I've had more fun than all of you people put together. And number 2 is my personal growth, throwing myself outside of my comfort zone and really growing through that experience. So I wanted a deeper relationship with myself. I really wanted to focus on my fun and my personal growth, new hobbies, new skills, and surrender to the experience. That's what I was hoping to gain. New skills. I wanted to learn how to snowboard and surf and DJ, and 2 out of 3 I got. I didn't enough where I could do it, right? I surf to the point where I can stand up. I've snowboarded to the point where I'm not falling on my ass I'm falling on my ass once a run, or I was by the time I left. And there were like other things. Like I have a whole bucket list of things I wanted to gain from this year. So in a more tangible way, there were places I wanted to go. I definitely want to spend some time in India this year. I'm half Indian and I've never been to India, and I feel so called to go to the place where my family is from. I also feel called to go to Lithuania as well, even though I'm a quarter Lithuanian, and I also want to see where my family is from. So I want to gain that. There are like places I want to go to. There are things I want to do. I'm really excited for some stuff coming up. I got my Burning Man ticket, so if you're going to Burning Man, let me know. I'm also going to the Call Her Daddy spring break, or the Unwell spring break event, whatever. I was invited to go to Dr. Leprechaun's birthday that weekend, but this thing came up the exact same dates, and I was like, I feel so, this is a sign from the universe. This is the sign from the universe. Another sign from the universe is, I know I've talked about this publicly before, where the best decision I ever made was to go to Coachella. Lady Gaga joined the lineup, quit everything I had, quit my job, left, went to Coachella, decided the relationship I was in was not for me, and did that. And guess who's on the freaking lineup this year? It's Lady freaking Gaga. Okay, so maybe I'll go to Coachella. I don't know. I wanted to spend some time in South America, and that window is slowly getting closer, so we'll see. I want to spend some time in a lot of different places, but what do I hope to gain this year is all of that, basically. Just like live life, thicken the plot. Okay, I want to gain some thick plots here. Okay. And then the other questions are, what have I achieved from this experience, and what has been defeated from this experience? What have I achieved? I'm getting much better at not having everything planned. I'm getting much better at going with the flow. I'm meeting these really cool people. I feel so connected to everybody. I've really gained this love of just being unpredictable and just kind of chilling. I've met a lot of people. I've deepened my relationships with friends that I haven't seen in a decade, or friends I haven't been able to visit in a long time. I'm gaining a deeper knowledge and understanding of the world. I'm going to experience all these really cool new cultures and these really cool new people, and I'm like fully immersing myself. See, that's the thing. I'm not really immersing myself. I am going from place to place. My therapist says that I've just been using my lifestyle as a rebound to my relationship, because my relationship is so steady, and this is like the opposite of that. I have not been in a single place for more than 5 nights since the beginning of this year, and Tampa will be, I think I'll be here 10 nights by the time I leave, or 9 nights. It's almost double what I've been doing. So yeah, I'm gaining a deeper knowledge and experience of the world. I'm getting to explore all these really cool places. I'm learning how to be way more flexible and less rigid. Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm learning new skills. I'm knocking so much stuff off my bucket list. It's 2 months in, and I've been knocking a ridiculous amount off my bucket list, some sexually and otherwise. Fun. So, what else? What else have I gained from this year? What else have I achieved from this experience? Learning how to not sweat the small stuff anymore, or less so. What have I defeated from this experience? Well, my health has taken a backseat right now. I just haven't been working out, haven't been eating well, like drinking and doing so many substances. Not this past weekend, the weekend before, I think I was at one point, not all at the same time, but in the whole weekend, I was probably under 6 different substances, and I think I was sober for 3 hours out of a whole 4 days or some shit like that. It was a bender, okay? It was a bender, and we'll get into it. But what else? Yeah, I'm like not taking care of my health. Some of my friendships and relationships fallen through the cracks a little bit. Like I haven't been able to put as much effort or love and care into my relationships. My stress management's been tough. I've not really spent a lot of time alone. That was one thing my therapist did tell me. Like, not to be like this whole episode is like my therapist told me this and my therapist told me that. But listen, I've been doing therapy twice a week for the last 3 weeks. So this is where we're at. I told my therapist that I call him J Money behind his back, And now I call him J Money to his face, which is so funny to me, which is great because I'm also protecting his identity. So J Money told me I have an inability to be alone, and not just in a relationship with a man, but also just in general. And he's right. Like, I haven't spent an extended period of solitude. In Fiji, I spent a lot of time in solitude. When I lived by myself, when I was like 20 and 21, I had a lot of solitude, but I haven't taken any time for solitude, and I've just been bouncing from friend to friend, or even if I'm alone, I'm doing work. I'm working, I'm recording, I'm working on my 9 to 5, I'm working on my business. I haven't watched TV at all this year. Like, I used to watch TV in the evenings. I haven't even watched anything, which is so crazy to me. But not that that's solitude, but I just haven't spent any time in solitude at all. And he tells me that I have a real issue with being alone, period. So at some point this year, I'm gonna take some time for solitude. What have I defeated from this experience? Like routine, consistency, community. Being here in Tampa has made me, I've been comparing it to my life in Miami and comparing it to Miami as a place. And I felt called to it as a place, but I'm comparing maybe the community. But it took me such a long time to build a good community in Miami. It took me like a year and a half to feel like I actually had real friends and a real community, and I saw the same people every weekend, and not just, I couldn't leave my apartment without running into somebody I knew. And that was a really nice feeling, and I've given up like consistent community, reliability, connection with like close friends and family. My health has fallen through the cracks. I'm being a little bit more of a degenerate. I'm being a little crazy, which is fun. This experience is everything and nothing at once. I'm picking up and going, and like I don't know if I'm avoiding feeling anything because I just am always in transit, but maybe I am doing that. Maybe I am avoiding my own feelings. It's very possible, but at the same time, I am feeling a lot. It's like it's like a tornado of emotions all at once. It's just all at once. All right, let's get into story time. Story time's going to be a little bit more intimate because I'm not going to answer my therapy questions. Where have I been since Queenstown? After Queenstown, I was in Auckland for 4 days, and that experience was actually the loneliest so far. I didn't know anyone in Auckland. I was staying in a hostel. The hostel was really cool, really fun. It was the Lilo, if anyone's going there, shout out. But it was really awesome, but also isolating because everyone's doing their own thing. And if you want community and if you want to like have socialization, it's there. You just have to like go to the bar and say hey to somebody. But for me, I found it to be an isolating experience, and it's also the Wi-Fi was so good. I wanted to take advantage of that work time, so I would be like working from my pod at 5 o'clock in the morning, or working in the lobby late at night, or they literally had a pod for podcasting and for taking personal phone calls. So I would go in there and I could record my podcast. Like I worked a lot because I wanted to take advantage of the Wi-Fi, and I met people on tours. It was a really beautiful place. I met people on tours, but it was like definitely the loneliest. And it was also over my ex's birthday, which it's hard not to think about your ex on their birthday. When it comes up, and I think about years past and what I think about all the years prior, and I thought about what I would have done this year, what we would have done this year, and then I had to go through it twice. I had to go through it once when it was his birthday in New Zealand, and I had to go through it again when it was actually his birthday in the States. And I don't know what he did. I have no idea. And it's just hard it's not that I miss him. It's just hard not to think about him. And it's just, okay, that's that. And it was a little bit challenging. And yeah, again, not to say that I'm missing him. It wasn't that. It was just thinking about it. And it's like you're not doing the relationship justice or respect if when it comes up, you just suppress it. If this comes up, I want to feel it and I want to experience it and be like, oh yeah, dang. I knew what birthday cake I was going to make this year. I had a whole list in my phone. It's not the best. So I went through that, and I was by myself, and I really enjoyed Auckland. I did so much stuff. What did we do? First day, got up, did a tour. I just basically got up and did tours for 3 days straight. I did Hobbiton. I did like Hot Sand Beach and Whatever. See, here's the thing. You guys don't want to know my itinerary. You guys want to hear the freaking stories, okay? And this is what I found myself getting caught in, is that whatever. But anyway, here's the stories. I met so many solo female travelers on these tours because I feel like a man will just go and rent a car and go see the thing. But the females, like, want a tour. Like, we want to chat, whatever. So I met so many girls, and one of them was staying in my hostel. We ended up going out for dinner that night to this, like, kick-ass place. It was so good. And I just hung out, worked, chilled. Oh my God, I do have a story. So my last night there, I really wanted to go out. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go out and drink alone. That defeats my rules, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to a rooftop bar I heard is really good. I go to the rooftop bar, and you always feel awkward, so you go get a drink. And was I looking to hook up with somebody low-key? But it's like, fine. So whatever. Go to the bar, get a non-alcoholic beer, okay? And go get a non-alcoholic beer, and I just go see the view, and I meet this older couple, and they're celebrating their wedding anniversary. Oh my God, so cute. And then another younger couple comes up to us, and we're like chatting, whatever. And I was done with my NA beer, I was ready to leave, and they happened to be leaving at the same time, this young couple, and they're like, oh, do you want to come with us? We're going to an Irish pub. I was like, sure, cool, sounds fun. So we went to an Irish pub around the corner, and we're like sitting, we're drinking, we're talking. They know I'm like low-key trying to hook up, so they're trying to wingman me. It's really cute. So we go outside, and there's this like Scottish person, the Scottish guy, and like we're talking, whatever, we're in a group, we're talking, we're like things are getting flirty, whatever, and all of a sudden this like blonde chick comes up and like sits right next to him and puts her hand on his leg. I'm like, oh, there's something happening here. I'm not trying to get in the middle of this, no thanks. So I go inside, my like 2 new friends are there hanging out, and I'm just start sitting with them, hanging out, we're hanging out inside the bar. And then literally like maybe an hour later, after I tell them some insane stories, she and the girl and I and this couple click. We just click. We understand each other, and I love it. So after that, this blonde girl comes inside, and she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like, I didn't mean to cock block you, but I thought he was married, so I was like trying to help him out. And I was like, what? She's like, well, he's still here, he was like asking about you, whatever. So I go outside, and I was like, what is happening? I was like, why did you not hit on me? And he's like, well, you ran away and whatever. I was like, what? Okay, whatever. So we're all hanging, whatever. He and I make out a bit, like nothing to write home about, okay? And then all of a sudden, I'm talking to this guy about ayahuasca, and I turn to my right, and the couple that I came with, that I just met that day, they're like ridiculously happy and crying. I'm like, what is happening? And they're like, we just got engaged. What? They got engaged? They literally got engaged right in front of my face. I took their engagement photos. I just met them like 4 hours prior, okay? And they've been dating for 3 years or something, 1.5 years, and they literally got engaged right in front of my eyes, and we took photos, whatever, and we're drinking, we're hanging out, we're celebrating, I'm making out with a Scottish guy. And then at one point I'm like, I just want to I haven't eaten yet. I'm like, I just want to get a snack, and I want to go home, and I want to go to sleep. So like I tell the couple, I'm like, can we also, first of all, Auckland, no late night food. What is that about? Come on. That's my thing of the city, is like there has to be late night food. So I go to the couple, I'm like, let's go get freaking McDonald's and go home. You guys are gonna want to bang, whatever. And the Scottish guys, are you inviting me? And I'm like, no, I'm not, because it just wasn't the vibe. So I ended up going and literally hanging out with a couple and watch them get engaged or help their engagement. I don't know. Like, I took their photos, I took their video. He didn't end up having a ring on him. He was like, asked her parents already. He was planning on proposing on that trip, but didn't have the ring. He was picking it up like in a couple of days. He drew it on with a lipstick. Literally, I had a lipstick in my bag. He took it and drew the ring on. I was like, okay, we're here for it. So that was Auckland. Fly from there to Hawaii. Have a 10-hour layover in Hawaii. What do? I take my Uber. I take it to breakfast. I get my Moco Loco. Or the Loco Moco? I don't know. I used to go to Eggs and Things with my dad when he and I went to Hawaii. So I went there, got my breakfast, walked, and I was like, I really want to surf. I want to surf. I'm here for 10 hours. I want to surf. So went to the beach, posted up, and met these 2 really cute girls next to me who are now my friends, and one of them happens to be a surf instructor. So I rent us some boards and we go out surfing, and we do that, come back, and there's this gorgeous, gorgeous man from the Netherlands who, he came up to me and he's like, hey, I know this is really weird, but I'm a solo traveler, and could you put some sunscreen on my back? I don't have anyone to ask. I was like, I'm a solo traveler, no way. So we're talking, so cute, and I'm surfing, whatever, and he leaves, and I was like, the fuck, what? And then my girlfriends and I are like, By the way, you want to know how I met these girls? One of them was burying the other one in the sand to make a mermaid tail. Okay, how iconic, how epic. You actually met one of them, Georgia, on the pod. That's coming out before this. Anyway, so yeah, met her. And literally, I ran 2 blocks. I was like, I have to go hit on this man. Like, I knew where he was going. He told us where he was going. And I have to go hit on this man. So I went up to him and I was like, excuse me, sir, you forgot. And he's like, what? I'm like, you forgot to hit on me. And he had a girlfriend, so whatever. It's fine. This is part of the dating game. This is part of whatever. So then, literally, I'm in Hawaii 10 hours, go surf, hit on a guy, pack up, go out. And then I take another overnight flight to Salt Lake. I'm hanging out outside of Salt Lake with my friends from Tony Robbins. And it's just pure magic as soon as I land there. Like, we go to a 3-hour meditation class at their friend's house, who's also a meditation teacher, which just felt so aligned and so right. And I spent the next 3 days like work retreating and snowboarding. Like, I spent so much, I got a lot of stuff done for the podcast. I got a lot of stuff done for admin. Like, I just got so much done, and we just snowboarded in the morning. I fell on my ass a ton, and I learned so much about life through the snowboarding. Number one, I learned that you got to get in the right state, right? Like, you gotta, like for me, you gotta celebrate your failures, celebrate your losses. Every time I fell on my ass, I'm like, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, just celebrate your failures and losses because you're just one step closer to succeeding, right? I learned that. Number two, I learned the second day we get there, I am snowboarding and there's like a school trip. I'm like, why are there millions of kids on my freaking bunny hill? Okay, I need to take this magic carpet up and write it down and not run into like little munchkins. Okay, I don't want to do that. So, but I had to, and I was so focused on the like obstacles of these like little kids and not focused on just like having fun, having a good time. So I did that, and then I took my first ever ski lift. Freaked me out, but I did it and went up, and then I did that, fell on my butt. Next day I also learned like when you do a switch turn, you really have to like, it's almost like counterintuitive, where you have to lean into where you're gonna fall in order to not fall. Like, it's like, when I don't know how to describe it, but like basically you have to turn your hips in a way and you have to really lean into it, even though it's like scary and you're like literally leaning into falling into the mountain in order to turn. And like, what a lesson that is, like to lean in and turn, and it seems unnatural, but like you have to lean into it. So I learned that, and then bought my Burning Man tickets, and it was just like, it was a very magical place. Like, everyone that was connected to them like felt so aligned, and so many people through Tony Robbins, and it was a really amazing experience it was like very wholesome and amazing, and I met a lot of people. When you're just like, you're making the right decisions and everything around you just like clicks and feels like magic, and that's exactly what this felt like. And the other part of Salt Lake also felt like that. I'm going to share about the experience of Wintercella. So let me just give you the background. My friends in Miami, they used to be my neighbors. They lived 3 floors above me. So it's a couple. He's a DJ. A lot of his friends are DJs. They're hosting this music festival situation. I've talked about it before. And basically we get there, and it is so gorgeous. It's in the middle of nowhere, by the way. And it is like 4 Airbnbs, 3 for like people sleeping, and then 1 is like a pool Airbnb. Okay. And it's just such a creative place. Everyone there is so talented. There are different sets. It's like a music festival mixed with a house party, mixed with getting snowed in with your best friends, because by the way, it snowed a ridiculous amount. Someone built an igloo, okay? And I didn't know that hotboxing an igloo was on my bucket list until I did it, okay? At 7 o'clock in the morning. And you know it's bad when you end up with both roaches in your hand, okay? At the end of the night, and no one else wants anymore. So basically it was that, and it was so much fun. It was so cool. I have so many stories from this place. I just don't know what I can share. Can I confirm or deny that I had a threesome? Maybe. Can I confirm or deny that I did a lot of substances? Maybe. Anyway, it's like a self-curated music festival amongst friends where you get snowed in with your pals. And it was so cool. Like, we did a wine tasting one night, and there's DJ sets, and people are up till 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, okay? And a lot of debauchery happened. I didn't mean to become the center of the drama, but it happened. I ended up accidentally becoming the center of the drama, just with like fun, entertaining things. This thing was so cool. All of the people felt so aligned, and it just felt magic. Like, all of these people are down for anything, and there's a heavy vetting process. Like, you cannot get invited to this thing unless you've known one of the hosts for at least a year, and you have a whole interview. It's like a whole thing. The interview is very casual. Like, you don't know you're being interviewed, but you are. I lived with these in the same building as these people for what, like 2.5 years, and I like am just now going. The last one I was like low-key invited to, I believe, can't remember, but it's a heavy vetting process. So everyone there, you can jump into any conversation and you are automatically included. It's a very creative space, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I flew from there. I have so many more stories to talk about in that situation. I will save that story for one podcast and one podcast only, and you guys know what that is. So after that, flew to Tampa, and I've been in Tampa for the last week, here for another couple nights. After this, after Phoenix, New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and then I don't know where. It's been a crazy ride. And I don't know if this episode is going to be good or not. I feel like half of it was me being like, J Money said this, J Money said that. And the other half was just me telling you guys what I got up to. I have so many more stories. But you can watch them on my social media, Wellness Unhinged. Not to plug myself. I am doing daily vlogs there. I'm finally getting up to it. Oh, I know I definitely talked about hiring somebody. I'm looking into it. It's potentially happening. We'll see. Anyway, we will catch you guys next week on the Visualize Meditations podcast. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Visualize Meditations podcast. Please follow, subscribe, leave a review, all of the good things. If you want to connect more, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Living Your Vision. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, create the life of your dreams, and we will see you next week.